All right, here's my second attempt at doing a remark. I was trying to figure out where to put the remark. I was going to cover up my name there because I signed it. Um, but I don't know. I just figured probably be a little bit more room to put it up on the top there. Even though it's covering up one of Sakal's eyes from the comic. Um, I don't know. Whatever. This is practice anyway. Um, I started this. I made them kind of smaller than what I wanted, just in case I changed my mind and I just wanted to keep them small. But anyway, yeah, I eventually make them bigger. Um, I am using the darker tone that I was using from the first video, just for like an outline sketch. I don't want to go too dark like with that purple I did before. And I, I guess I'm just getting a close up shot of that more. So yeah, I'm kind of making his shoulders a little wider, and then I think I make his head a little bigger too. I don't really remember, I guess, at this point. Oh yeah, and then I decided to just kind of put down a real quick thin coating, but not like do the 3 or 4 layers that I did from the first video. So now I'm going in and layering with the I don't know. I guess this is like the mid tone one. I don't know. It's kind of like the darker tone, kind of the mid tone. I don't really know these things because I use like two highlighters for the final highlights. I just use the white marker or a white marker. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how the hand will look. I think it looks cooler, including a hand and the arm and whatever. It looks cooler than rather than just a face. And I figured why not try that out. This took me about an hour 45 to do. So I figure if I put this as a tier on the campaign, I could do like 10 of them at, at about that time. Won't it won't like be like a ton of extra work from shipping out comics and stuff and doing remarks. Uh, Seems like a feasible amount. 10. Oh, and then here, yeah, I'm doing the outlining. I don't want to lose this stuff because I was going to cover this all up again, but I didn't want to lose, make it all like one big glob of paint, and I don't understand where the separations are. So to see that all a little bit better, I just started drawing things in. This is more of like an under painting, really, or an under drawing. It doesn't get fully covered up by the acrylics. So then I don't remember. I don't think I re outlined everything, but there are a few things that I went over again. Being that this guy's face is even smaller than the last remark, uh, I think that worked for me a little bit. So I didn't have to, I wasn't concerned too much with putting too many details on the face. But at first, it was a little bit tough to adjust to because that's like what I want to do. I want to put a bunch of details on Sakal's face. And I didn't think until just now, but I should have added some blood on his hands for this one, since his hand is kind of big there. I think I get away with doing like blood splatters and make it look a little bit more detailed, so it won't look like a just a puddle of red on a tiny face like his right there. I don't know. Whatever. I think I'll try one more time because I didn't. Uh, I mean, just like the other one, I think it's passable, but uh, it's not exactly how I want it. So for the next one, I'll try adding some uh, blood splatter either on his hand, maybe across the chest, like outline around the mouth, and then like it's dripping down to the chest area, something like that. Also, I only drew one arm because I didn't want to just felt like I was getting a little overboard with for like a remark, if I'd draw the whole torso. But I don't know. Now that I'm saying that, like maybe it would be cooler to draw two arms on Sakal. I don't know. So you'll see, I guess, for the third attempt, if I do that or not. This is the mid. Well, I don't know, the regular skin tone that I wanted to go with. I'm going over everything again. See, I'm running over a lot of these lines, and they're all getting the black lines are all getting pulled back now. I'm more happy with the skin tone, but I don't know. I got a bunch of these acrylic markers. I think I got I want to say 90 or 100, something like that. So maybe I'll just kind of scour through them a little bit more. And I mean, the skin tone is all right, but maybe I could find a little bit better of one, to make them look more zombie-ish, maybe. Kind of like how, kind of like that color on the comic book there of Sakal's on his face. Like maybe I don't know if I could find one of those markers. They're all like a lot of them are exactly like how the color on the cap looks like, but you got to like go in and like mark on paper, and then you could see that some of them are almost a way different tone or contrast of the colors that they pretend they are. Anyway, yeah, I only went and checked probably 20 of these markers out, and because I just wanted to hurry up and start coloring this thing, and I still haven't gone through and started testing them all out. What do you call those? Swatch? Make a swatch paper out of it, which I should do that. It's funny, yeah. When it comes to stuff like that, I'm like really lazy. I just want to like. It feels like it took me a long enough time to get into a drawing routine, like where I set aside time and start drawing, and then anything that takes away time from that, I don't know, I don't like it, but yeah, whatever. Let's see. Oh, for the hair, I just went blue this time. I was gonna go black. In fact, I tried a black marker out there at first, but because the background, I don't think I could. I don't. It wouldn't have separated enough. I don't think. And then I was also going to do an outline, which, and then I thought I wasn't going to do an outline of this Sakal character, but then at the end I decided to go with an outline again, just to add more to it. But whatever. I mean, I still think the blue hair works. The next one, maybe I'll go back to black hair, since I'll most likely do like a bright outline on that one as well. If you see or if you've seen the the thumbnail to the video, then you'll know what I'm talking about, because I go with like an orange outline of his what do you call his body silhouette, whatever. Okay, this is the highlight right here. One of the highlights. It's kind of close to white, but it's not exactly white. I do the white highlights as the final highlight, and I'm just kind of like, I don't. I'm just like, I kind of forget about the light source, especially on the arm there, because it would start adding shadow a little bit higher up than what I want, or the shadow would start lower. Let's see, I don't know what I'm saying here. Um, I was adding highlights where I think that the shadow should be, and then I don't know. I was getting like confused because once I start adding highlights, it's like I just want to start adding highlights on everything, no matter where they are. So I think I come back and try to cover that up a bit with the mid tone at some point. I hope I do anyway. I should go look at the drawing. I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, then yeah, the areas that dried for the highlight, I'm kind of just trying to blend that in with the bottom tone that it's going over. Yeah, I kind of add shadow back to that the bottom of his arm there. I think I go overboard with the when I go back and do the ink lines. I think I kind of go overboard with that. I'll, but it's hard not to. Like it's like you put down a few lines and it's like, oh, I'll add some more, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done, and then I go, no, I'll add some more. But this is yeah, it's all a process, I guess. Uh, I'm trying to add an ear peeking through his hair in the background there. I don't shoot. I think I chose the wrong one. I'm trying to figure out another shadow color, and then I decide on this one. And I do like this as a shadow, as opposed to that other um, from the first live stream. The first remark that I did, I chose a much more purpley purple. This one's kind of like gray purple. I think this works pretty good for a shade shadow for the dark tones. So I think I'll keep that. I'm trying to, yeah, I have his muscle section was for his abs were I was getting confused on that, like how shadow would hit it, but whatever. Okay, here's where I believe I start adding more shadow to the bottom of his forearm there. I like how his hand looks. I mean, I'm happy with that. For the next one, I'm sure keep I'll keep this pose. I'll just draw out his other hand. This one, the first time I did this, the first attempt, I wanted him. He ended up looking like straight at the camera. I mean, just like he's doing now. But I wanted the head to be like tilted downward, like is more of like a sinister look, like he's looking up, but he's looking up because his head is tilted towards the camera. Um, but then I was kind of sketching some ideas on the side. I was like, well, maybe he could be looking down at the camera. So then, like, the camera would, a little bit lower than his midsection, I'd say, and kind of looking up at him from a bit of a different distance. I don't want the foreshortening to get too crazy. I don't know. Maybe I will make the foreshortening like really crazy, But then that would be mostly I'd be mostly inking like a or painting in a hand, I think, and then his face would be way back and all tiny in the background. Yeah, so I didn't want to go with too crazy a foreshortening, so the camera's kind of pulled back a little bit. It's not like right next to him, below waistline, which I don't know. And he has wings. I mean, he doesn't. He can grow wings whenever he wants. I was debating whether I should do that on this one or not. I ultimately decided not to. The main reason being because I didn't want to waste too much of the acrylic from the marker. And if I did, it would have to be smaller, and I don't want to make this guy like way too small. This is the white that I'm highlighting. This white is from one of the really cheap brands that I got. It was on clearance, so it's like a really thin film, so it doesn't come out just white. It comes out like just a lighter version of what it went on top of. So I like that. I had to do probably like 4 or 5 layers to make teeth white with using the that white marker. And I mean that's fine because as long as I get the colors that I want, I'll layer as much as I need to. And these things were drying like really quick. They were drying quicker than I thought because when I was trying to blend these colors together, I like I was like trying to do a bigger area. I don't know if I covered it already. I think it was on his chest. Maybe I'll do it later, but I believe it's his left pec. Like I tried to cover a lot of that, and then I was gonna dab it with my finger to lift it all up, but like only half of it lifted up because the other half already dried. And it's like getting to be the summer months now, so it's a little bit hotter in my place. I got the air conditioning going all the time, but there's only so much air conditioning can do. Uh, I mean, I don't have like a big industrial. I forget what those when air conditioners are called that like go through all the vents of your house. Yeah, I don't have that. I just got like a little box that so it starts from one side of the house and then you got to hopefully it reaches the other by a few hours or whatever. All right, so now I'm going in and oh yeah, I guess I do. I'll re-outline everything again to pull those lines out. But I think I might have overdone it though. I think I should have stuck a bit more to the outlines for the things that are close, like that hand, maybe some of the abs, and then the outlines, rather than because I start pulling out a lot of details. I mean, if you like I said, if you've seen the thumbnail for the video, then you already know what the picture looks like when I finished. And I'm using the Stetler again because that works really good for the just laying down inks. This was working better than the Tombow actually. The Tombow was scratching some of the acrylic, and I had to like wipe the Tombow off on like a piece of paper to because there's like little paint chips stuck to it. But the Stedler was working really good, so I kind of towards the end I just started only using that for filling in blacks because I wanted to add a bit more. But I don't know. Looking at the video, the video is kind of smaller though. But looking how it looks now, I think it looks pretty good. Uh, I don't think I needed to because I tried doing. You'll see I try to do rendering, hatching, and but then I'll end up not liking that, and I just started making all the hatching like basically just black lines. So I'm definitely doing a third attempt. Hopefully, the third attempt will be the last one need to go with because I don't want to just keep doing this. All right, here I'm trying to figure out how a hand looks with more a lot more tension on it. Pull out the tendons, and there's a little gap between his index finger and his middle finger. That's like I didn't know what to do for that. I I end up blacking most of that in because it's like right by his armpit. It's on in between his bicep and his pec there. Uh, to me, that's a bit of a tangent, or I was trying to avoid making a tangent there. For the next one, I think I'll move his hand a little over as well, so you could see where his pec, no, his bicep begins and ends, and then kind of probably cover up that uh, underneath the pec to armpit area. Okay, now what am I doing? Oh, yeah, just doing more details. I could have done this like way quicker. I mean, yeah, that's exactly why I'm doing these little experiments right now because I just want to figure out how the final will look and then just go right to that because that's pretty much what I have to do with this, since I can't do like a pencil line underneath, like right on this comic cover. So I, like you seen at the beginning of the video, I just go right in with paints and start drawing. So the closest, the quicker I could get to just doing the final details, I'll be able to blast these out a little quicker. Like I said, this one took me an hour 45. Uh, Hopefully, I could knock that down to just an hour. Okay, yeah. So here's where I was darkening and all this stuff to just be like the black inks. I think. No, I was. Yeah, no, never mind. I was still doing the rendering. It looks black on my screen here. I'm doing this on my phone, and the picture is really small. All right, here's where I just decided, like, yeah, whatever. I'll do a an outline to make this pop out more. I end up not going with this orange because this orange, after I put it on, it looked a little flat. Like when I first started putting it on, it looked pretty bright. So then I'll just kind of do this as like a first layer, and then I put one on top of it, and it kind of makes it pop out a little bit more, which I like how that looks. Yeah, not really, not really digging. Just stopping at his arm there. I don't know why. When I was first doing it, I was like, yeah, that'll work fine. But now that I'm watching this, I'll just I'll just draw on his other arm next time. Yeah, and then his hair as well. I go over that again to pull out the, because they all kind of stop and look the same. They're a little too uniform. Uh, there's like four of them in a row. There, those are the ones I'm talking about. I think this is the new marker. No, I'm finding one right now, and then it's a should be a brighter one, like right there. Yeah, that's slightly brighter. So yeah, I thought that made it pop a little bit more. Hmm. Yeah, I was just kind of looking at his overall figure. I think I should have added more shade shadow as well, like to bring his hand out a bit more. Whatever. Uh, Tombow to really thicken up the lines, the outline. Uh, I was thinking about line weights as well. I was like, okay, make the bottom part thicker, but then the acrylic, it built up kind of, so it's like uneven surfaces. So some of the times when I'm trying to make a thin line, like I miss, um, what do you call it? Like I think that, I don't know, because the acrylic, it builds up and it kind of like little hills, and then so I think I'm gonna draw and barely touch the thing, but I'm kind of like uh, mistake that, and I press like too hard on the acrylic, and then it just the line is thicker than I wanted. I could put my like face like way closer to the drawing, but then my head will be in the camera. So I could, because you could, when you look at this thing, uh, you could really see all the paint, the what you call the topography of the paint, like how it goes up and down. Oh yeah, and I suppose I should talk about the comic. Occult Descent, Volume Two. I'll be launching it on June 7th. Have the Kickstarter page, pre-launch page up right now. I'll have that in the notes, the description of the video. And if you click that, hit the follow button, you'll be notified when I launch the comic. I'm thinking I'll do it just in the morning, like pretty much any time. I'll be going on. I suppose I should follow up with her. But as far as I know, I'm still going on K-pop Junkies channel at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully that's still a go. But yeah, like I said, I'll have to contact her and just double check on that. Uh, and then here, these are the hair highlights. I think I'm pretty much done with it after this. What does the video say? I got just over a minute left. All right. What? Oh, I could do the comic description real quick. That kid there, Sakal. His name's Henry. He's in the blue sweater that my hand's covering there. He gets abducted. That's a small spoiler for set the premise up for book two. But yeah, he gets abducted by Sakal, the guy that I'm drawing the remark of, and his friend Andy. Her hair is like touching Sakal. Sakal's I don't know what love handle there or whatever. She joins the VACU, the Vampire Assault Case Unit, to get her friend Henry back and stop Sakal. Also, there's regular vampires. Sakal is a mutant vampire. Regular vampires are also trying to devise a way to deal with them as well. Okay, so the end of the video is coming up. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I should have another one up, I don't know, a day or two. All right, later.